It's been variously described, although we've mislaid our notes, so we couldn't say by whom, as the Taj Mahal of the North, with the added bonus that you can film inside it, unlike the original, the grandest folly in Europe, next to Anne Widdecombe, and a cross between the Emperor Dalek and Margaret Rutherford. That last one was mine. I was drunk. What are we talking about? The Ashton Memorial, of course. Thought you'd have realised that by the title of the film. If Lancaster is the hub around which the county of Lancashire pivots, then, leaving aside the castle, obviously, the Ashton Memorial is the belly button of Lancaster. Sorry, that didn't make any sense. There are arguments to be made by the sort of people who like to make such arguments that the Ashton Memorial is in fact the central point of the United Kingdom, providing you don't include the Isle of Man. Although, to be fair, virtually every town and village from John O'Groats to Land's End that owns a telephone box stroke ancient crossbase purports a similar claim. The building itself was designed by the architect John Belcher, insert your own flatulence-related joke here, in the Edwardian Baroque style, constructed around a steel frame erected in 1909 by the millionaire industrialist Lord Ashton, although I suspect he had some help, in memory of his wife, Jessie. She wasn't actually dead, he just kept forgetting about her. This aggrandised wedding cake, reimagined in Portland stone, although the steps are made from Cornish granite, stands 150-odd foot high in the middle of the Williamson Park. Its copper dome surrounded by ornate sculptures, personally handcrafted by the inventively named Herbert Hampton, who was also responsible for Queen Victoria's monument outside Lancaster Town Hall. The sculptures represent commerce, industry, science and art. A bit of an odd selection for a memorial to somebody's dead wife, in my honest opinion, but there you go. Inside the dome are the equally allegorical paintings of commerce, art and history, designed by George Murray, that look as though they've been badly photoshopped onto the walls. Behind the Ashton squats the converted Edwardian farmhouse that contains some of the most enormous tropical butterflies that we've ever had the misfortune to encounter. If, like me, you prefer the sort of temperatures where your boots aren't sticking to the flagstones because their soles have melted, or you suffer from lepidopterophobia, i.e. the fear of Strictly Come Dancing contestants, then this probably isn't your ideal tourist destination. The recreation of the tropical rainforest extends to the building's interior dripping with moisture, enough for the pelican-sized moth's fragile wings to adhere to every surface, their tongues lolling menacingly at horrified visitors. From time to time you might hear a crunch underfoot. Take my advice, don't look down. As mentioned a few moments ago, all of this is set in the Williamson Park, named after Lord Ashton himself, whose full title was Sir Lord James Williamson, 1st Baron Ashton. A bit of a mouthful. The park was initially developed between 1861 and 1865, during the Lancashire cotton famine, by unemployed cotton spinners who had nothing better to do. Along with the memorial and the butterfly house, Williamson Park also boasts the Pavilion Cafe. Michelle gives their milkshakes a score of 3 out of 10. A miniature zoo featuring meerkats, other comparison websites are also available, snails, squirrels, more meerkats, tortoises, red and yellow-eared turtles or something, and even more meerkats, a human sundial on what was once the site of a bandstand, an obligatory gift shop, and various Shakespearean actors all wandering about in iambic pentameter, all spread over 54 acres of luxuriously overgrown quarry. Along the northwestern edge of Williamson Park once stood Golgotha Lodge, an appropriately biblical name that refers to a hill of skulls. I say appropriately because there was plenty of death here once. Apparently, there was also a row of cottages run solely by washerwomen. I'm saying nout. Alongside several Bronze Age barrows, now predictably excavated / destroyed along with the lodge itself, there stood the Lancaster gallows, where numerous prisoners over the centuries, including the infamous Pendle witches, swung like agitated pendulums. Such gruesome activities always attracted crowds of mawkish rubberneckers. This was before the invention of ant and deck, of course. The exact location of the gallows wasn't recorded, but the area these days is popular with local students, too busy with their heads buried in Byron and Keats to be bothered conducting local research. The barrows were excavated in 1865, when 6 funeral urns and various other grave goods were unearthed. What's become of them we couldn't honestly say, although fortunately Mr. J. Harker, who conducted the digs, recorded the finds in a few crude scribbles. The urns are remarkably similar to those discovered at Bleasdale's Circle. Possibly the same set of prehistoric picnickers left them behind. Worth a mention before we wrap this lot up is the ornamental temple, which we couldn't be bothered to film close up. At one time there was an observatory in the grounds, but it proved to be useless, as the telescope couldn't see through the trees. Enough! Subscribe if you want, although given that most subscribers don't bother to watch these films, just clicking like would be good. Same time next week. Ciao for now.